Greetings, YouTube. I hope wherever you are, you're having less snow than we have. I think we got almost a foot yesterday. I'm really tired of shoveling it. Today's article comes from the Metafilter, and it was posted on, perfectly timed, Valentine's Day. And I am going to quote the passage that the discussion starts with. Our nation's uneven but dogged journey toward truer and more meaningful freedoms for our citizens has brought us continually to a deeper understanding of the first three words in our Constitution: we the people. We the people have become a broader, more diverse family than once imagined. In the case of Bostick versus Rainey, the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia's Judge Arenda L. Wright Allen has declared Virginia's same-sex marriage ban unconstitutional. The judge stays her own ruling pending appeal to the Fourth Circuit, but begins by quoting Loving v. Virginia and stating, "Tradition is revered in the Commonwealth, and often rightly so. However, tradition alone cannot justify denying same-sex couples the right to marry any more than it could justify Virginia's ban on interracial marriage." She joined a so far unanimous group of federal judges considering a question that Supreme Court justices left unanswered in June in their first consideration of gay marriage. Does a state's traditional role in defining marriage mean it may ban same-sex unions without violating the equal protections and due process rights of gay men and lesbians? The majority of Virginians now support support marital equality. I've been saying this for years, that anyone that has read Loving v. Virginia or has read the 14th Amendment can't possibly defend banning marital equality in America. It's right there. If you have one group in America and it is being told it cannot share the same rights as all the other groups, that's a violation of the Constitution. And one person I read recently commented about the fact that I think that many of these judges are now joining in this list, so far unanimous list, because the first one did it. And when the first one opened that door, it showed them that they had that option, that they wouldn't be the first one to do it. And, well, that's nice, and I'm glad they're hopping on board this, bandwagon towards equality in America. It's a heartbreaking situation that so many of them waited for someone else to make the first step. Because this is constitutional stuff. We shouldn't have to be waiting for someone to finally get the guts to step forward and say, hey, Constitution says that's wrong. The Constitution has always said it's wrong. It's always been wrong. It is just now in the 21st century that people are starting to step up to the plate and saying, hey, it's wrong. And in Utah, they're dealing with the fact that the state now has to prove that marital equality is a danger to the state of Utah. And that's going to be very hard to prove, because it isn't. As I've said before, we have marital equality in my state, and my marriage was not affected at all. Funny about that. It would have been nice if she hadn't stayed her own ruling, as someone else said in the thread, because, Valentine's Day. That would have been nice. But she's playing somewhat conservative, believe it or not, she is. And now rolling this up to the Fourth Circuit and let them just make a decision about it. And if they're smart, they're just going to let this stand. Now, in Virginia, the governor and the attorney general have both stated that they're not going to defend the same-sex ban that's on the books in Virginia, which is an awesome thing. That means that another entity is going to have to step in and play the part of defending that in Virginia. And without the support of the governor and the attorney general, that's going to have a lot less authority behind it. It's going to have a lot less gravitas, if you will. People are going to look at this and go, if the governor and the attorney general think this is a bad idea, maybe it's a bad idea. Along with the fact that the majority of Virginians now think it's a bad idea. So I think this is a situation where you have a small core of very hardcore conservatives, probably teabaggers out there, and their socially conservative supporters ramming legislation through a state legislation because they can. And while they may say, oh, these people are ruling from the bench, they're writing laws from the bench, if you're not representing the people in your state, and the majority of the people in the state are not concerned that there's marital equality, they want marital equality, then you're kind of failing your job as being a member of a representative government, aren't you? Isn't that kind of your gig? To represent the people? You get to represent all the people in your district. Not just the people that voted for you. All the people in your district. Like it or not. That's your job. I voted for people in the past. They didn't win. So that person that did win has to represent me. They don't. They won't. But they're supposed to. At least in Virginia, people have decided they're going to be on the right side of history this time, as opposed to being on the wrong side of history, as they were in the case of interracial marriage back in 1967. Remember that, folks. Within my lifetime, interracial marriage was illegal in some places in the United States of America. That was morally repugnant in 67, and it's morally repugnant to think about it now. Just as it's morally repugnant to tell gay people they can't marry the people they love. And yes, I've had someone recently tell me that there is no discrimination in America because gay people can marry. A gay man can marry a straight woman, or a gay woman, and a gay woman can marry a straight man or a gay man. So there's no discrimination. But two gay women can't marry and two gay men can't marry. And this completely doesn't right over the person's head. As far as they were concerned, as long as they can get married to someone, then there's no discrimination. It doesn't matter if they can't get married to the person they actually love. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the state's telling them you don't get to marry the person you love. And please, I'm discussing consenting adults. Anyone that throws in children or animals into this thread, I'll be tempted to just block you. Because I'm tired of those excuses. We're discussing consenting adults. People that are legally able to marry within the state in question. And hopefully, legally able to marry throughout the nation someday. Won't that be pleasant? I'm going to live to see that. And I can't wait. And frankly, I'm going to do a little dance. And I'm going to send a letter to the National Organization of Marriage and tell them to go screw. I'm really looking forward to that.